gotta switch that. Hey, I don't know how Facebook Live really works because I usually don't do Facebook Live, but I figured since I'm turning into an old man, I would, try to take advantage of the technology. So I figured since I'm stuck in traffic every day for about a good hour or so, that I could make use of that time by answering people's questions and talking about the topics of the day. Antonio, what's going on, man? How are you? Most folks usually don't hear much from me on Facebook. I try to stay off of it, but I figure I've got a few opinions and some perspectives on life in general, and some folks would say I'm mildly successful. So I'd love to be able to talk a little bit about people's questions, about social work, about employment, employment discrimination, investigations of discrimination, anything. All of those things that fall into the range of topics. And of course, I will mention I have a Master's of Business Administration. I'm also a Master's of Social Work. That includes cognitive behavioral therapy. That includes motivational interviewing. That includes problem-solving therapy. In addition to that, I work for the US EEOC. I am a federal investigator for employment discrimination. None of the things that I talk about during this call or any subsequent calls are an endorsement or a non-endorsement of the government. But if you have some questions and you want some answers about all range of things, military, jobs, employment, any of those things, let me know. Sean, I see you. What up, cuz? California. If you have questions about California, you just want to talk, let me know. I want to share with everybody all the time. Around this time, I'm usually driving home. So if you have questions about anything employment related, work related, discrimination related, social work related, community related, politics related, let me know. Let's talk. I need some topics. So anybody who has said something, send a topic. And Sean, I see that you're coming my way soon. I got a place for you to stay, and that goes for anybody in Aliquippa. If you're ever coming out to California, at least to the Lakewood or Long Beach area, I might have a place for you to stay if you're coming my way. Just hit me up. Let me know. Sean, I see you. Does anybody have a topic? Yeah, bring your wife. Come on out. Have some fun. We'll do a barbecue. We'll go to the beach. We'll get tans. We'll get darker. We'll get a good purple black. Sean, invite some people to come watch the broadcast, and let's talk about a topic. What's going on with you? Tell me a topic that's happened with you in life. Jeremy Johnson. Jeremy, I haven't talked to you in a while. Jeremy is a good friend of mine that I went to school with. I did some classes with Jeremy. Jeremy is a really great guy. I believe you were studying psychology with me at the same time, and that is how I met. Jeremy, please refresh my memory of which class we were in together, my friend, while I search for a cord for my phone so I can ensure that this broadcast can continue. Jeremy, Good Vibes Johnson, tell me what class we were in together, my friend. And anybody else who is watching, Please fill
in 1.5 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 124 for I-605 South.
Kane Nicholas. Good to see you, Kane. I'm glad that you jumped on. I was just telling everybody who's on the line right now that I usually spend a good hour, an hour and a half of my day traveling in this wonderful California traffic we have here. Kane, of course you know. And I figured I could make a better use of my time. And that better use of time would be sharing information that I have shared with others, and information and knowledge that people have shared with me. A little bit about my education. I have an MBA, I have an MSW as well. I'm a licensed social worker in Pennsylvania and in California, working towards my full LCSW. I work for the US EEOC as a federal investigator for employment discrimination. We do make referrals over to other criminal federal organizations. We are a civil law enforcement agency. And I just got information to share. So if anybody wants to talk about social work or business, do you want to talk about what's happened with you during the day? You want to talk about the politics of the day? I want to talk about those things with you. So give me a topic. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. We're going to do this every day. On my way home, I want to talk to you. I want to share your opinions. I want to talk about politics. I want to talk about business. I want to talk about discrimination. I want to talk about real things that are happening to real people all the time. We only have 4 people who are actually watching this right now, so let's talk about a topic and get started. Who wants to talk? What do we got? Kane, I see that you have listed business. What's up, Kane? Let's talk business, man. Let's talk business. What's the topic? Are we going to talk SBA loans? Because there's a lot of people out there who want to start a business. Kane, let me tell everybody a little bit about how I know Kane, the other 6 people that we have watching. Again, this is Brandon Washington, coming to you live from California. I'm on my way home. Just got off of work. Again, I'm a federal investigator with the Los Angeles District Office of the US EEOC. This is not an endorsement of that organization or the government in general. I will just be talking about different topics and other things as I drive home. Kane Nicholas, a good friend of mine, you may see him tagged in this conversation, is a gentleman that I happen to serve with on the board of the National Black MBA Association's Los Angeles chapter. Kane is a specialist in all areas of finance, and Kane and I have shared experiences in the Los Angeles area. Kane just made a new move. If you have some questions about insurance or business or anything financial, that is the man that you want to talk to. He is very, very knowledgeable. Anybody else who's watching, if you got some questions, that's the guy to talk to. So, now that I've introduced Kane and mentioned how I know him, if there's anybody else out there who wants to talk a little bit about some specific topic, let me know. Kane mentioned business. So, I know a lot of different areas of business, and I'm quite well-rounded in those areas. If anybody wants to talk about something specific, let me know about what that is specific that you want to talk about business.
In 600 feet, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 124 for I-605 South.
Right now in the business arena.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 124, then keep right at the fork.
Right now, and one of the things that I really like is SBA loans. SBA loans are...
Keep right at the fork.
You can get an SBA loan if you are a well-qualified person or if you have a small business that's already started.
Keep left.
Really advantageous if you're a veteran. So, if we have any vets out there who want to talk a little bit about SBA loans or business...
Continue on I-605 South for 6 miles.
Anything at all, let me know. I'm here. Okay, I see a question from Jeremy, and it says, how an increase in our own self-love and acceptance improves our performance in all aspects of life. Well, I'm glad that you pointed that out, and I can tell you exactly how that helps. Now, sometimes when we talk about African Americans, and this isn't just something that's specifically directed towards African Americans, but this is something that can be applicable to any race, any ethnicity, and any culture. Jeremy, I will point out, is a fellow social worker, and he works in the social service field, and that was one of the questions that he asked here. Now, I would say in response to Jeremy's question, there is a profound amount of loneliness in society today. And you can kind of look at societies like Japan, where you will notice that the birth rate is going down, people are coupling less. And you can kind of compare it to some of the trends that you're starting to see here in the United States as well. People, as technology increases and makes it less of a need to actually personally interact with people, people are finding those ways to not have to have those interactions. We'll call it convenience, we'll call it Amazon, we'll call it Facebook, we'll call it any of the other social media that's out there. You are attempting to connect with people without actually connecting with people. So you can see as the time goes on and as these things get better and more entertaining, how easy it can be to fall into those areas and those ways of not connecting with other people. And so when you do have to have those interactions with people, they seem weird and they seem strange. And you can't read the emotions on other people's faces anymore because you've been so attached to your social media where it's just about snarky comments and the best picture and who can outdo who. So sometimes it takes a little bit of need of all of us to step back just a little bit. Stay, I see ya. Alan, I see ya. All of us to step back just a little bit and say, hey, I'm a human being, and the person that I'm trying to interact with is a human being too. And I know that sounds really easy and simple, but when was the last time you looked at somebody else like a human being, not as this dummy, or this guy who's over here, or this girl who's doing this? Literally, when was the last time any of us looked at each other like a human being, without some kind of weird preconceived notion about what we think that other person is going to do to us, or what they think about us? It's hard. Hey, Donna, good to see ya. So, you know, if there's something that can increase that connection with others, and I'm not here to say social media is bad, I'm not here to say that connections via the web are bad. No, that's not it at all. The big thing that we all have and everybody has here is an opportunity to meet other people and find out who they are, what they like, and how you relate to that other person. Think about the last time that you made a new connection in real life. Think about it. And I guarantee you, most of the people who are watching, or anybody who's still watching, or anybody who sees this afterward, most of the time you'll say that, no, you haven't had that connection.
In 2 miles, take exit 5A for Del Amo Boulevard toward Lakewood.
It feels awkward being out in social areas. That's not uncommon for most of us. But the thing that kind of changes that is if you can share a little bit of love, a little bit of openness, and for a second, put down the walls, no prejudgment, and say, this is another human being in front of me that probably has the same insecurities that I have right now, and the same insecurities that I'm thinking about they have, right? So I think that talks to your point about introducing a little bit of a love and understanding a little bit of self-worth, and understanding that we all have a few flaws that we're all trying to hide or gloss over. And the more accepting we are of other people's flaws, the more accepting they will be of our flaws. You know? Jesse Contreras, I see you, brother. Jesse is a fellow Marine. Good guy. Damn good person. Alan Robinson, military man. How are you? Alan says, as veterans, we have a problem connecting after the military.
In half a mile, take exit 5A for Del Amo Boulevard toward Lakewood.
Rob, you're always right on those things. It's easy for most of us to fall into, and I don't want to say traps, because we fall into those relationships that we have come to depend on, because that is exactly what a relationship is for. You go back to those people who have helped you in the past. You go back to those people who have gone through the similar troubles. You go back to those people, in our cases, who have gone to war together and have a similar bond. And it's easy to fall into a mode of thinking that these are the only people who love you or care about you. Or
take exit 5A, then turn left onto Del Amo Boulevard.
Meaningful relationships with you. And that's the trap that most military members or anybody who's part of an affinity group falls into. Sometimes it's human nature to
continue on I-605 south for 3/4 of a mile.
You're a bit tribalistic. And the military can be an extension of that tribal nature that we all have. Think of the wolf pack. You're of course going to lean on and expect support from your wolf pack, But as you move and grow, you might not have those same values as your wolf pack, or maybe some value stays the same, but maybe you need something from the other people that are external to that wolf pack. And those are those points where we have to push ourselves to not be so comfortable. You're comfortable with those military buddies because they've been there for
in a 1/4 mile, use the second from the right lane to take exit 3 for Carson Street toward Lincoln Avenue.
To open up a bit more and step out onto a limb. So it kind of gets back to that point of one of those things that made us so strong and made us join the military.
Use the second from the right lane to take exit 3.
Help other people. And you can't help those other people if you're unwilling to help yourself by opening up a bit and opening up to those new relationships that you can have. Civilians are just as good as military folks.
In 600 feet, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto East Carson Street. Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto East Carson Street.
A good friend from home. Always good to see good people from home. If there's
in 1,000 feet, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Pioneer Boulevard.
Let me know. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me some of those experiences that you've had in the past. Throw something into the comment box. And each day, we can talk about some things that have happened to you.